The entire restaurant went silent when he walked in, but his eyes were only on me. Minho moved through the crowd like a predator, and people literally stepped aside. Businessmen in suits, couples mid-conversation, even the waitstaff pressed themselves against walls. No one questioned it. No one stopped him. They just moved. My fork clattered against my plate. "What are you doing here?" He stopped 3 feet from my table, hands in the pockets of his black coat, his expression unreadable. "We need to talk, Simone." "We have nothing to talk about. You made that clear 2 months ago when I what?" His voice dropped dangerously low. "Say it." My best friend Maya grabbed my hand under the table, squeezing hard. "Maybe we should go." "When you told me I was just a distraction," I finished, my voice breaking despite my best efforts. "When you said sleeping with me was a mistake. When you walked out like I was nothing." Something flickered across his face. Pain, maybe, or regret. But it was gone so fast I might have imagined it. "That's not—" He stopped, jaw clenching. "Things are more complicated than you understand." "Then uncomplicate them. Because from where I'm sitting, you're just another rich asshole who used me and threw me away." He leaned down, hands gripping the edge of my table, his face inches from mine. Close enough that I could smell his cologne, see the dark circles under his eyes like he hadn't slept in weeks. "You're pregnant," he said quietly, "and it's mine." Everything stopped. The ambient noise of the restaurant faded to white static. Maya's gasp sounded like it came from underwater. "How did you—" My hands instinctively moved to my stomach. "I only found out 3 days ago. I haven't told anyone except your doctor," Minho finished, "who happens to work at a hospital my family owns. Did you really think anything about you could be kept from me?" The violation of it hit me like a physical blow. "You've been spying on me?" "I've been protecting you. There's a difference." "Protecting me?" I laughed, but it came out strangled. "From what?" He straightened, and for the first time since walking in, I saw fear in his eyes. Real, genuine fear. "From me, from my world, from everything I am." His voice cracked. "But I can't anymore. Not when you're carrying my child, not when every instinct I have is screaming to—" He stopped himself, stepping back like I'd burned him. "To what?" I whispered. "To never let you go." 2 months earlier. "Girl, you cannot be serious right now." Maya stared at me over her caramel macchiato, eyes wide with disbelief. "A Korean Mafia boss? Simone, that sounds like a bad Wattpad story, not your actual life." I laughed, adjusting my portfolio against the cafe chair. I didn't know what he was when we met. He was just Minho, this incredibly handsome, intense guy who bought every single painting at my exhibition. For how much? $200,000. Total. Maya choked on her coffee. "I'm sorry, what?" 200, Simone. "I know, I thought it was a mistake, but then he asked me to dinner to discuss my artistic vision." I smiled at the memory, warmth spreading through my chest. "We talked for 6 hours, about art, about life, about everything. He was different than anyone I'd ever met." "Different how?" "Intense, focused. Like when he looked at me, I was the only person in the world." I traced the rim of my cup. "He told me his life was complicated, dangerous even, but he wanted to try. With me." "And the Mafia part?" "I figured it out after about 3 weeks. The bodyguards, the late-night phone calls in Korean, the way people literally bowed when we walked into restaurants. I confronted him, and he didn't lie." "What did he say?" "I'm not a good man, Simone. I've done things that would make you run, but when I'm with you, I want to be better." And God help me, I believed him. Maya reached across the table, squeezing my hand, past tense. What happened? The warmth in my chest turned cold. 3 nights ago, I went to his penthouse, our usual Thursday date, but he was different, cold. standing at the window like he couldn't even look at me. 3 nights ago, Minho's penthouse overlooked the city, floor-to-ceiling windows reflecting lights like fallen stars. Usually, he'd pull me into his arms the moment I walked in, kiss me until I forgot my own name. But that night, he stood rigid at the glass, hands clasped behind his back. "Minho? Baby, what's wrong? This needs to end." His voice was flat, empty. I actually laughed. "What?" "Whatever this is between us, it's over." My portfolio slipped from my hands, hitting the marble floor with a sharp crack. "You're kidding. Minho, we just talked about me moving in. You said—" I said things I shouldn't have. I got carried away. Finally, he turned, and his face was a stranger's. "You were entertaining. A distraction from the stresses of my work, but it's run its course." Entertaining? The word felt like a slap. A distraction. "Minho, 3 days ago you told me you were falling in love with me." I lied. 2 words. That's all it took to shatter my world. "No." I moved toward him, reaching for his arm. "No, you don't get to do this. Look at me. Look me in the eyes and tell me you feel nothing." He did, and his eyes were empty. "I feel nothing. You were a pleasant way to pass time. Now I'm bored. There's the door." "You son of a—" My hand flew up to slap him, but he caught my wrist effortlessly. "Don't," he said quietly. "Don't make this uglier than it needs to be. Leave with dignity." I yanked my arm away, tears streaming down my face. "Dignity? You just told me I meant nothing after 3 months of everything. After I let you into my life, my bed, my heart, and you want me to leave with dignity. I want you to leave. Period." He walked to a desk, pulled out an envelope, tossed it to me. "For your trouble." I opened it with shaking hands. $20,000 in cash. "You're paying me?" My voice came out as a broken whisper, like I'm some kind of— "Call it what you want. Now get out. I have actual business to attend to." I don't remember leaving. Don't remember the elevator ride down or the walk to the subway. I just remember Maya finding me on her doorstep at 2 a.m, mascara streaked down my face, barely able to breathe through my sobs. Present day. The restaurant. Simone. Minho's voice dragged me back to reality. "We need to talk. Privately." "Absolutely not." Maya stood up, positioning herself between us. "You don't get to spy on her, ambush her at lunch, and then demand privacy. Who the hell do you think you are?" "Someone who's trying to keep her alive." Minho's eyes never left mine. "There are people who know about the baby. People who would use that information to hurt her. Hurt both of you. I need to get Simone somewhere safe." "Safe?" I stood too, my legs shaking but my voice steady. "The only person who's hurt me in the last 2 months is you. So forgive me if I don't trust your definition of safe." "I know you hate me. I gave you every reason to." His composure was cracking, desperation bleeding through. "But please, please, Simone, just give me 1 hour, let me explain. Then if you want me gone, I'll disappear. I'll set up support for you and the baby, but I'll stay away, I swear." "Your swears mean nothing." "Then I'm begging. Is that what you want? I'll get on my knees right here, right now. I'll—" "Minho, don't—" He dropped to his knees in the middle of the restaurant. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. The man who'd walked in with such power, whom everyone had instinctively feared, was kneeling before me with tears in his eyes. "Please," he whispered. 1 hour, that's all I'm asking. You deserve the truth, Simone. You deserve to know why I—" His voice broke. "Why I broke both our hearts." Maya looked at me, eyebrows raised in question. I closed my eyes, hating myself for what I was about to say. 1 hour, then you leave me alone forever. We ended up at a private club on the outskirts of the city, the kind of place with no sign, just a red door and a guard who took one look at Minho and stepped aside. The interior was all dark wood and leather, empty except for a few men in expensive suits who immediately made themselves scarce when we entered. Minho led me to a booth in the back, gesturing for his bodyguards to wait by the entrance. Talk, I said, refusing to sit. You have 59 minutes left. He ran a hand through his hair, and I noticed how disheveled he looked. Minho was always immaculate. Perfect suits, perfect hair, perfect everything. But now his shirt was wrinkled, his tie loosened, dark stubble shadowing his jaw. 3 months ago, when we met, I was in the process of taking over my family's organization. My father was stepping down, and there were complications. Rival families positioning themselves, internal power struggles. It was a war zone. What does that have to do with us? Everything. He finally sat, looking up at me with exhausted eyes. You were supposed to be a distraction. I went to your exhibition because my advisor said I needed positive press, buying art, supporting local artists, good optics. But then I saw your work. Despite everything, my heart skipped. What about it? It was like looking into a mirror. This piece, fractured identity. A black woman's silhouette split between two worlds, reaching toward light but held by shadows. I stood in front of it for 20 minutes, and all I could think was, she understands. I remembered that painting, remembered painting it during a particularly dark period, feeling caught between the art world that exoticized me and the community that sometimes said I wasn't black enough because I spoke properly and painted white people art. So you bought it? That doesn't explain. Then I met you, and you were brilliant, fierce, unapologetic about taking up space in a world that tried to minimize you. You looked at me, the scary Korean gangster, and you saw just me, not my family name, not my power, just Minho. I fell in love with you that first night, he continued, his voice rough, which was the most dangerous thing I could have done. Because love is weakness in my world. Love is leverage, and my enemies were watching. What enemies? Park Jin-woo, head of a rival family. He'd been waiting for me to show vulnerability, any crack in my armor, and I gave it to him by falling for you. Minho stood, closing the distance between us. 2 months ago, he sent me photos. You at your studio, you at the grocery store, you at Maya's apartment. He had people following you, learning your routine. Then he called me. My blood ran cold. What did he say? That you were beautiful, that it would be a shame if something happened to that beautiful face, that accidents happen all the time. Cars run red lights, buildings catch fire, women disappear. Minho's hands clenched into fists. He said if I wanted you to stay safe, I needed to end it, publicly, brutally, make you hate me so thoroughly that no one would believe you meant anything to me. The room tilted. I grabbed the back of a chair for support. You're lying. I wish I was. I've spent the last 2 months destroying his organization piece by piece. I've eliminated his revenue streams, turned his allies against him, systematically dismantled everything he built. Last week, he was arrested by the FBI on trafficking charges. I made sure of it. Why didn't you just tell me? Why make me think, because you're a terrible liar? A ghost of a smile crossed his face. If I'd told you we were pretending to break up, you would have tried to act normal. Your eyes would have given it away. Park Jin-woo would have known it was fake, and he would have hurt you to prove a point. I couldn't risk it. So you destroyed me instead. Yes. The word came out as a sob. I destroyed us both. Every day without you has been hell. I haven't slept more than 2 hours a night. I can't eat, can't focus. My advisors think I'm losing my mind. Maybe I am. All I know is that I love you, Simone. I love you so much, it terrifies me. And now you're carrying our child and He broke down, fully, completely broke down. This powerful, dangerous man collapsed into a chair, face in his hands, shoulders shaking with sobs. I don't know what to do, he choked out. I don't know how to keep you safe and be with you. I don't know how to protect our baby from this world. I don't know anything anymore except that I need you. I need you like oxygen, and I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry for hurting you. I stood frozen, watching him fall apart, feeling my own tears stream down my face. Part of me wanted to run. Part of me wanted to hold him. All of me was terrified of what came next. "You should have trusted me," I whispered. "We could have figured it out together." "I know. You made me feel worthless, like I was nothing." "I know, it's unforgivable. I don't know if I can ever trust you again." He looked up, tears streaming down his face. "I know, but I'm asking you to try. Not for me, I don't deserve it, but for our baby. Let me protect you both. Let me spend every day for the rest of my life proving that you're everything to me. Please, Simone, please." Before I could answer, his phone buzzed. He glanced at it, and his entire body went rigid. "What? What is it?" "Park Jin-woo made bail, and he just posted on social media." Min-ho turned the phone to show me. It was a photo, grainy, but clear enough. Me, leaving the doctor's office 3 days ago. The caption read, "Congratulations are in order for Min-ho and his American friend. Such happy news. Such a shame about the life expectancy of young mothers these days. Oh my God. We need to leave. Now." Min-ho grabbed my arm, already moving toward the exit. "He knows about the baby. He's going to—" The windows exploded. Glass rained down like deadly snowflakes. Min-ho tackled me to the ground, his body covering mine as gunfire erupted. I heard shouting in Korean, heard his bodyguards returning fire, heard my own screaming like it was coming from someone else. "Stay down!" Min-ho's voice was in my ear. "Don't move, I've got you." More gunshots. Someone screamed. Min-ho's bodyguard appeared, shouting something in Korean. Min-ho responded, then grabbed my hand. "We're moving. Stay low. Stay with me." He pulled me up, keeping himself between me and the shattered windows. We ran through the club, through a back kitchen, into an alley where a black car was already waiting. He shoved me into the back seat, sliding in after me. "Drive," he shouted to the driver. "Memorial Hospital, now!" "Hospital? Min-ho, I'm not hurt." "You're bleeding." I looked down. My arm had a long gash, glass embedded in the skin, blood soaked through my sleeve. But I hadn't even felt it. Shock, probably. "The baby," I gasped. "Oh God, the baby is going to be fine. You're going to be fine, I promise. I swear on everything I am, Simone. You're both going to be fine." He pulled off his jacket, wrapping it around my arm to slow the bleeding. His hands were shaking. This man who faced down gunfire without flinching was shaking as he held me. "I'm sorry," he kept saying. "I'm so sorry. This is my fault, all of it." "Min-ho, I can't do this. I can't live like this. People shooting at me, running for my life. I have a baby to think about now." "I know, that's why I'm ending it." "Ending what?" "All of it. The organization, my role, everything." He looked at me with fierce determination. "I'm walking away. My cousin can take over. I'll set up legitimate businesses, clean money. We'll leave Seattle. Go anywhere you want. Europe, Africa, South America. Anywhere you feel safe. I'll spend the rest of my life being just Min-ho, not a boss, not a criminal. Just a man who loves you and wants to be a father to our child. You can't just walk away from the Mafia. Watch me. You're more important. This baby is more important. I won't raise our child in this world. I won't let them grow up with bodyguards and enemies and fear. I choose you. I choose this family. I choose differently." The car screeched to a halt at the hospital emergency entrance. Medical staff rushed out with a gurney, and everything became a blur of motion and fluorescent lights. 4 hours later, I woke up in a private hospital room, my arm bandaged, an IV in my other hand. Min-ho sat in a chair beside the bed, his head in his hands, still wearing his blood-stained shirt. "Hey," I whispered. His head snapped up. "Simone, thank God. The doctor said you'd be okay, but I—" He moved to the bed, taking my uninjured hand carefully. "The baby?" "Is fine. Strong heartbeat. No complications." I squeezed his hand. "We're okay." He pressed his forehead to our joined hands and wept. Not quiet tears, but full, body-shaking sobs of relief. I'd never seen someone cry like that, like every emotion they'd been holding back for months was pouring out all at once. "I thought I'd lost you both," he choked out. "When I saw the blood, I thought—" "We're okay," I repeated. "Minho, look at me. We're okay." He lifted his head, and the raw love in his eyes almost broke me all over again. "I meant what I said in the car. I'm done. I've already made calls. My cousin Jae-min is taking over leadership. I'm liquidating my personal assets, the legal ones, and setting up trust funds. We'll have enough to live comfortably anywhere in the world. All you have to do is choose where." "Minho, you can't just—" "I can. I am. The only question is whether you want me to do it alone or with you." I stared at him, this man who'd shattered me and was now offering to rebuild himself entirely. "I don't know if I can trust you again. You hurt me so badly." "I know." "I don't know if I can forgive you." "I know. But I do know that I still love you. God help me. After everything, I still love you." His breath caught. "Simone. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying we're together. I'm saying I'm willing to try, slowly, with therapy and honesty and actual communication this time. Can you do that? I'll do anything. Therapy, communication, whatever you need. I'll be so transparent you'll be sick of hearing my thoughts. I'll—" "Minho? Yeah? Shut up and hold me. Carefully. I'm drugged and bleeding and pregnant, and I just want you to hold me." He climbed onto the hospital bed, impossibly gentle, wrapping his arms around me like I was made of glass. I buried my face in his chest, breathing in his scent, cedar and smoke and something uniquely him. "I love you," he whispered into my hair. "I love you so much. I'll spend every day proving it." "You better, because I'm not going through labor alone. You're getting every detail of that experience." He laughed, the sound wet with tears. "Looking forward to it. Even the screaming and cursing your name? Especially that. I deserve it." The door opened. Maya burst in, followed by a tall Korean man in an expensive suit who could only be Jae-min. "Oh, thank God," Maya rushed to the bed. "Girl, I got your text and nearly had a heart attack. Are you—" She noticed Minho on the bed, arms around me. "Oh, we're okay with him now?" "We're trying to be okay with him. It's complicated." "Isn't it always with you two?" She turned to Jae-min, who was staring at her with obvious interest. "And you are?" "Jae-min Park, Minho's cousin. I came to check on Simone and discuss the transition." "Transition? Minho is stepping down. I'm taking over the organization." He smiled, and it was devastating. All sharp cheekbones and perfect teeth. He's choosing love over power. It's very romantic. Also very stupid, but mostly romantic. Maya laughed. "I like you already." "The feeling is mutual. Are you Simone's friend, Maya, the fashion designer? Minho mentioned your work." "He did?" Maya glanced at me, eyebrows raised. "What else did he mention?" "That you're fiercely loyal, talented, have excellent taste in coffee, single as of 2 months ago." Jae-min leaned against the wall, studying her with clear appreciation. "All accurate." "Dangerously accurate. You been spying on me too?" "Only enough to know I'd like to take you to dinner, if you're interested." "After the day I've had? Free meal from a handsome gangster?" Maya grinned. "Hell yes, I'm interested." "I'm not a gangster anymore?" Jae-min corrected. "As of 20 minutes ago, I'm the CEO of Park International Investments. Completely legitimate." "Sure you are. I'll still take that dinner, though." I watched them flirt, feeling Minho's silent laughter shake his chest behind me. "Your cousin works fast. It's genetic. I fell for you in one night, remember?" "Don't remind me. I'm still mad about how that turned out." "I'll spend the rest of our lives making it up to you." "Rest of our lives? That's presumptuous." He turned me slightly so he could see my face. "Simone Williams, I know I don't deserve you. I know I fucked up worse than anyone has ever fucked up in the history of relationships. But I love you. I love our baby. And if you give me a chance, Just one real chance. I'll prove that I can be the man you deserve. No more lies. No more secrets. No more choosing my organization over you. Just me loving you, building a life together. What do you say?" I looked into his eyes, those dark, intense eyes that had first captured me at the art exhibition. They weren't empty anymore. They were full of love and hope and fear and desperate longing. "I say you're buying me a house, a big one, with a studio that has perfect natural lighting." He blinked. That's a yes? That's a, "We'll see how it goes, but I'm willing to try yes. Don't make me regret it." "I won't. I swear, I kissed him, cutting off whatever promise he was about to make, tasting salt from both our tears. It wasn't the passionate kiss from before all this. It was softer, tentative, a beginning, not a continuation. When we pulled apart, Maya was wiping her eyes. "Damn it, you two. I was supposed to stay mad at him." "Me too," I admitted, "but apparently I'm weak for traumatized Korean men with commitment issues." "I don't have commitment issues," Minho protested. "I'm extremely committed, obsessively so." "That's not the flex you think it is." Jae-min laughed. "I like her, Minho. Don't screw this up again." "Trust me, I won't. I've learned my lesson." 2 weeks later. The house Minho bought was ridiculous. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a chef's kitchen, and, true to my demands, a sunroom studio with floor-to-ceiling windows and perfect north-facing light. It sat on 2 acres outside the city, private and secure, but not isolated. "You said big," Minho said, watching me explore the space. "I delivered big. This is excessive. We're 3 people. Soon to be 3 people. 4, actually." He pulled me close, hands resting on my small bump. "You, me, the baby, and all the love I plan to pour into this family. That requires space." I rolled my eyes but couldn't suppress my smile. "You're ridiculous. Ridiculously in love with you." The last 2 weeks had been intense. Minho had officially stepped down from the organization, making Jae-min the new leader. Park Jin-woo had been denied bail after new evidence, that Minho definitely had something to do with, emerged, showing connections to 3 murders. He'd be in prison for life. We'd started couples therapy. Minho had cried through the entire first session, apologizing over and over while the therapist gently guided us through processing the trauma. I'd cried too, finally letting myself feel all the pain I'd buried. It wasn't perfect. I still woke up sometimes, heart racing, remembering how he'd looked at me with empty eyes and said he felt nothing. Still flinched when he took calls, worried about who was on the other end, but he was patient, transparent. He'd given me all his passwords, access to his accounts, complete visibility into his life. He told me where he was going, who he was meeting, what he was doing. It was almost too much information, but I needed it. Needed to rebuild trust piece by piece. "Simone?" Minho's voice pulled me from my thoughts. "You okay? You looked far away for a second." "Just thinking about how much has changed. 2 months ago, I thought I'd never see you again. Now I'm standing in a house you bought, carrying your baby and actually considering a future together. Is that a good thing or a terrifying thing? Both. Definitely both." He wrapped his arms around me from behind, chin resting on my shoulder. "I know I keep saying this, but I'm sorry. For all of it. For not trusting you with the truth from the beginning." "I know, and I'm trying to forgive you. Some days are easier than others." "I'll take it. As many days as you need." My phone buzzed. Maya's text lit up the screen. "Emergency. Need you at my place now." Code red. "Oh no," I showed Minho. "Code red is relationship drama. What happened with her and Jae-min?" "I'll drive you. Come on." Maya's apartment. 30 minutes later. We found Maya pacing her living room, eyes red from crying, while Jae-min sat on the couch looking devastated. "What happened?" I rushed to her, pulling her into a hug. "He lied to me. After everything you went through with Minho after I said honesty was non-negotiable, he fucking lied. Jaemin stood. Maya, please. It's not what you think. You're still running guns. You told me the organization was going legitimate, that you were cleaning everything up, but you're still trafficking weapons through the ports. For 2 more weeks, just until I can extract us from existing contracts without getting people killed, then it's done. I swear. Why didn't you tell me? Because I knew you'd react exactly like this. I knew you'd think I was like every other criminal who promises to change and never does. But I am changing. I'm shutting it all down. I just need time to do it safely. Minho stepped forward. He's telling the truth, Maya. Jaemin showed me his plans. He's already cut ties with 80% of the illegal operations. The guns are the last piece, and he's negotiating exits that won't result in war. And you didn't think I deserved to know this? Maya turned on him. We've been dating for 2 weeks, and you're already keeping secrets. I was going to tell you. I just wanted to have it completely handled first. I wanted to come to you clean. I don't want you clean later. I want you honest now. She was crying again, and Jaemin looked like someone was ripping his heart out. You're right. You're absolutely right. I should have told you from day one. He moved closer, hands raised placatingly. Maya, I'm falling in love with you. These 2 weeks have been the best of my life. You make me want to be better, do better. But I'm still figuring out how to leave this world behind. I'm going to make mistakes. All I can do is promise to be honest about those mistakes and do everything I can to fix them. That's not good enough. Then tell me what is. Tell me what you need and I'll do it. You want me to shut down the gun operation today? Done. Consequences be damned. You want complete transparency? You can sit in on every business meeting. You want me to walk away from my family entirely? I'll do it. Just please don't give up on us. The room went silent. Maya looked at me, tears streaming down her face. Is this what your life is going to be like? Constantly wondering if he's being honest? Always waiting for the other shoe to drop? I thought about it. Really thought about it. Probably sometimes. But I also think about how he holds me at night like I'm precious, how he talks to our baby through my stomach, how he's in therapy working through his trauma so he can be a better partner. Nobody's perfect, Maya. The question is whether the good outweighs the bad. Does it? With Minho? I looked at Minho, who was watching me with cautious hope. Yeah, it does. Most days. The days when it doesn't, we work through it together. That's the difference now. We're a team, not 2 people keeping secrets. Maya turned back to Jaemin. If I give you another chance, there are rules. No more secrets. None. I don't care if you think you're protecting me or waiting for the right time. You tell me everything, immediately. Done. I get full transparency, bank accounts, business deals, all of it. Done. And if you lie to me again, even a tiny lie, I'm gone. No second chances, no begging, just gone, understood? Completely understood. Maya, I swear on everything I am, I will never lie to you again. You'll probably get sick of how honest I am. She studied him for a long moment, then sighed. Fine, 1 more chance. But you're taking me to the ports tomorrow. I want to see these gun operations. I want to understand what I'm getting into. Absolutely. Whatever you need. She pointed at his chest. And you're buying me dinner. Expensive dinner. With wine that costs more than my rent. A smile broke across his face. I'll buy you the whole restaurant if you want. Don't tempt me. I'm still mad at you. I know, it's terrifying and kind of hot. Despite herself, Maya laughed. You're lucky you're attractive. I'm lucky you're giving me another chance. Minho cleared his throat. Should we leave you 2 alone? Or... Stay, Maya said. I want witnesses to this conversation so he can't claim I'm being unreasonable later. You're not being unreasonable, Jaemin assured her. You're setting healthy boundaries. It's incredibly reasonable, also attractive. Is everything about you attractive? Or is it just me? Stop trying to charm your way out of this. I'm not trying to charm my way out. I'm just stating facts. You're beautiful when you're angry. You're beautiful when you're happy. You're beautiful when... She kissed him, cutting off his rambling with a fierce kiss that made both Minho and me look away politely. When they finally came up for air, Maya whispered something I barely caught. "Don't make me regret this." "I won't, I promise. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm not screwing it up." I felt Minho's hand find mine, squeezing gently. We'd been there. Hell, we were still there in some ways, navigating trust after betrayal, building something new from broken pieces. But we were doing it. Together. 3 months later. The gallery opening was perfect. My new collection, Reconstruction, covered the walls. Every piece documented the journey, the heartbreak, the betrayal, the revelation, the choice to try again. But unlike my previous work, these paintings weren't just about pain. They were about resilience, about Black women who refused to stay broken, about love that survived impossible odds. "This one's my favorite," Minho said, standing before the centerpiece. It showed a Black woman and an Asian man, their silhouettes overlapping to create a new form, something that was both of them and neither, something entirely unique. "It's called Us," I explained. "I painted it last week after therapy." "It's beautiful. You're beautiful. This whole night is beautiful." "You're just saying that because I'm 7 months pregnant and emotional." "I'm saying it because it's true." He wrapped his arms around me, hands resting on my very round belly. "Although you are very cute when you're pregnant and emotional. I cried over a commercial yesterday, a commercial about paper towels." "I know, I was there. It was adorable." Across the gallery, Maya and Jaemin were looking at the secondary collection, a series I'd done exploring friendship and sisterhood. Jaemin had his arm around Maya's waist, and she was laughing at something he'd said. They'd made it through the rough patch. Jaemin had shut down the gun operations within a week of their fight, taking a financial hit rather than risk losing her. He'd been completely transparent ever since, sometimes annoyingly so. Maya joked that she knew more about his business than he did at this point. "They're good together," I observed. "They're disgustingly cute," Minho agreed, "though we're cuter." Obviously. My gallery owner approached, barely containing her excitement. "Simone, I have news. 3 pieces have already sold, and there's a collector from New York who wants to commission a series. This is incredible." "Wait, which 3 pieces?" "Breaking, Rebuilding, and Us." The buyer paid asking price for all 3, didn't even negotiate. Minho went very quiet beside me. "Minho, tell me you didn't." "I don't know what you're talking about. You bought my paintings. Again. I'm a collector with excellent taste. Is it my fault your work speaks to me?" "You can't buy my entire exhibition." "I didn't buy the entire thing. Just 3 pieces. Okay, 4. I'm considering the 5th. That one with the... Minho Park, I swear." He silenced me with a kiss, soft and sweet, one hand cradling my face. When he pulled back, his eyes were dancing with mischief. "I love your work. I love you, and I'm going to support both forever. Deal with it." "You're impossible." "Impossibly in love with you." Maya walked over, grinning. "Did he buy your art again?" 3 pieces so far. "Make that 5, Jaemin added. "I just purchased 2 for Maya's birthday. Don't tell her, it's a surprise." "You just told me." "Damn it. Okay, act surprised next month." We all laughed, and in that moment, surrounded by my art and the people I loved, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Complete peace. My phone buzzed, our contractor texting photos of the finished nursery. Minho had insisted on hiring the best designer in Seattle, and the result was stunning. soft grays and yellows, a mural of clouds on one wall, a bookshelf already full of children's books in English and Korean. It's perfect, I whispered, showing him the photos. Not as perfect as you or our daughter. We'd found out last week. A girl. Minho had cried for an hour, talking to my belly about all the things he'd teach her, all the ways he'd protect her, how she'd never doubt she was loved and precious. What should we name her? I asked. I've been thinking about that. What about Hope? Hope Park? Hope Williams Park. She deserves both our names, both our heritages. He knelt down, speaking to my belly. What do you think, baby girl? Do you like the name Hope? The baby kicked, hard enough that Minho felt it against his palm. His face lit up with wonder. She likes it. That's definitely approval. That could just be gas. That was clearly an enthusiastic yes. Hope Williams Park it is. I ran my fingers through his hair, looking down at this man who'd broken me and rebuilt me and loved me through every impossible moment. I love you, I said. I know I don't say it enough, but I do. I love you so much. He stood, pulling me close. I love you too. Forever. No matter what. Even when I'm huge and swollen and yelling at you during labor? Especially then. Even when Hope is a teenager and we're exhausted and questioning all our life choices. Especially then. Even when we're old and gray and can't remember why we walked into a room. Especially then. He kissed my forehead, then my nose, then my lips. Simone, you're it for me. You and Hope. You're my whole world. Nothing else matters. The gallery owner called my name. More collectors wanting to talk. Minho released me reluctantly. Go be brilliant. I'll be right here. Promise? Always. 6 months later, the final scene. Hope Williams Park was born on a Tuesday at 3:47 a.m., weighing 7 pounds 2 ounces, with a full head of black curly hair and her father's eyes. Minho had indeed stayed for all of it. The contractions, the screaming, the cursing his name, all of it. He'd held my hand and let me nearly break his fingers and told me I was strong and amazing, even when I was threatening to murder him for getting me pregnant in the first place. Now, 2 weeks later, we sat in our living room, me on the couch, Minho in the rocking chair with Hope asleep on his chest, Maya and Jae-min on the love seat. She's so tiny, Maya whispered, peering at the baby. How is something this tiny even real? I pushed her out. She's very real, I said dryly. How are you feeling? Jae-min asked. Minho said you had some tearing. And that's enough of that conversation, I interrupted. I'm fine. Sore, exhausted, leaking from places I didn't know could leak, but fine. Minho looked up from his daughter, and the love on his face could have powered the sun. You're a superhero. You created a whole human. I'm in awe of you. You're just saying that because I gave you a daughter. I'm saying it because it's true. Simone, you're incredible. Have I mentioned that today? Not in the last hour. Unacceptable. You're incredible. Best partner. Best mother. Best person I've ever known. Maya made a gagging sound. You two are going to give me cavities. Too sweet. Says the woman who's been engaged for a month and won't stop looking at her ring, I pointed out. She immediately glanced at the diamond on her finger, smiling. Okay, fair. But in my defense, it's a really nice ring. It should be. I had it custom designed, Jae-min said, pulling her closer. Only the best for my future wife. See? You're just as disgustingly cute as we are. Absolutely true, Maya agreed. We're all disgustingly cute. I blame you and Minho. You set this tone with your dramatic romance. We prefer epic romance, Minho corrected. Dramatic, epic, whatever. Point is, you two almost destroyed each other, then saved each other, then created this perfect little human, and now you're living happily ever after. It's very rom-com. I looked at Minho, who was gazing at our daughter with such tenderness it made my chest ache. I don't know about happily ever after, more like happily for now, choosing each other every day. That's even better, Maya said softly. That's real. Hope stirred, making tiny mewling sounds. Minho immediately stood, rocking her gently. Shh, baby girl. Daddy's got you. You're safe. You're so loved. You're really good at that, Jamin observed. The whole dad thing. I've been practicing. Also, I read 17 books on infant care. 17? I wanted to be prepared. Did you know babies can't see color properly until about 5 months? Or that they're born with 270 bones that fuse down to 206? Or that... Minho, love of my life, please stop reciting baby facts, I interrupted gently. Sorry, I get excited. I noticed. Hope fully woke up, her face scrunching in preparation for crying. I held out my arms. Feeding time, hand her over. Minho carefully transferred her to me, making sure she was properly supported. As I adjusted her to nurse, he sat beside me, arm around my shoulders, watching with fascination. This is still the wildest thing I've ever seen. You're literally keeping a human alive with your body. And you're a former Mafia boss who's now a stay-at-home dad fascinated by breastfeeding. We're both full of surprises. Best decision I ever made. Leaving that world. Choosing this one. He kissed my head. Thank you. For what? For giving me another chance. For letting me be here for this. For creating a family with me even after everything. You could have raised Hope alone, could have shut me out, but you didn't. You're welcome. Though I reserve the right to hold past mistakes over your head during arguments. Completely fair. I deserve it. Maya stood, pulling Jamin with her. We should go. Let you guys have family time. Your family too, I said. Both of you. Damn it, now I'm crying. Maya wiped her eyes. Pregnancy hormones are contagious, apparently. Or maybe you're just really good at saying things that hit me in the feelings. Definitely the second one, Minho confirmed. Simone specializes in feelings. I'm an artist. Feelings are my brand. We said our goodbyes, making plans for dinner next week, the 4 of us continuing to build our chosen family. After they left, the house settled into comfortable quiet, just the 3 of us. Minho? Yeah? I'm happy. Like really, truly happy. For the first time in my life, I feel completely at peace. He pulled us both close, me and Hope, creating a cocoon of warmth and safety. Me too. This is everything I never knew I needed. You're everything I never knew I needed. Don't make me cry. I'm already emotionally fragile. Then I'll just say what I should have said 9 months ago before I screwed everything up. I love you, Simone Williams. I loved you from the first moment I saw your art. I'll love you until the last breath leaves my body. You saved me from a life that was killing my soul. You gave me a reason to be better. And now you've given me hope, literally and figuratively. I'm the luckiest man alive. The tears came anyway. Happy tears, grateful tears, tears for everything we'd survived and everything we'd built. I love you, too. Even when I was furious with you, even when I thought I'd never forgive you, I loved you. I guess some things are just meant to be, no matter how hard we try to break them. We're unbreakable now, you, me, and Hope, our little family against the world. Hope chose that moment to finish eating and immediately spit up on Minho's shirt. He didn't even flinch, just grabbed a burp cloth and cleaned it up with practiced ease. Welcome to parenthood, I laughed. Best job I've ever had. We sat there as the sun set outside our windows, painting the sky in oranges and pinks. Our daughter dozed in her father's arms. My hand rested in Minho's. And for the first time since that awful night when he'd broken my heart, I felt complete. The road hadn't been easy. It had been full of tears and trauma, lies and redemption, fear and courage. But we'd walked it together, and we'd come out the other side stronger. To new beginnings, Minho whispered, echoing words we'd said so many times. To new beginnings, I agreed, and to choosing love every single day. Every single day, he promised. And as Hope slept peacefully between us, surrounded by love and safety and hope, so much hope, I knew we'd keep that promise. Forever. The end.